Hey there, it's Kimberly here with Knit for Brains, and today I'm going to be showing you all the things that I've finished or almost finished, I'll explain in a moment, in the month of June, so stay tuned. So technically I am filming this a little early because at the end of this month, June, or the end of last month I suppose, the Brit and I are actually going to be in the UK. And so I didn't get a chance to do this. So technically this is kind of like a mid-month thing, but we're going to call it the end of June because I'm going to be doing some lives and just like go with it. Anyways, so I wanted to show you all the cool things that I finished in the month of June. And I'm going to tell you, this was a stash month. I did not buy any new yarns. I had all these yarns and that's what I used. And I'm super excited about it. So I'm really actually loving this yarn from Knit Picks and WeCrochet. It's called Salvage. It's a sports weight. It is a recycled, reused cotton. So it's 95% cotton and then 5% other fiber, which is, you know, like whatever they pick up off the floor. Kind of like a hot dog. You know what I mean? Like you never really know exactly what's in a hot dog, but you know it tastes really good. I'm not exactly sure what the 5% is, but I know I really love to work with this yarn. All right, so it's a weight of a 2, and the colors that I went with are Library Card. It's this really pretty kind of a soft heathery pink. Then I went with Light Rail, which is this kind of heathery tangerine orange. So I think it's heathery-ish because of however it's manufactured. It's not like a super, super vibrant yarn, but I'm totally fine with that. And then this last color I think was like called Candy Apple. I just lost the wrapper. Anyways, I did these 3 colors here, which I think are beautiful together. And I found this pattern on Etsy, this Lattice Lane sweater. I thought that is perfect for this. So, and that pattern you can either do in a solid color or you can do in the stripes. I chose to do it in the stripes. Are you ready? I just love this one. It's so cute. It's so cute on. Now, the Brit, he jumped in and he gave him my little design. He gave his design element, which was, he's like, don't finish the sleeves. Don't make it long. Keep it short. I was like, you know what? I actually don't have any short sleeve tops. And suddenly it became, instead of a sweater, it became a top. Isn't it cute? And it's got this sweet little like swing out here at the bottom. It's very, very simple. So I did block this. You might see me wearing this on some of the lives in the UK because I'm definitely bringing this to the UK, taking it with me. But it's got some really nice drape. It's got some heavy hang to it. But I just thought, what a super fun summer top. And the pattern calls for you to have this little bit of a ribbing up here. Now, because it's cotton and it doesn't have any polyamide in it, you know, you kind of wear it and it loses its shape. But as soon as you like wash it and wear it, it shrinks back up again. But it's just a little bit of a tighter collar. Love it. So that was the first thing that I finished. This one here and this yarn. And I'll include the link for this yarn. Just love it. And they have some really, really, really pretty colors. So if you're looking for like a nice warmer weather yarn, give this one a try. It's very similar to the Cotton Land that Lion Brand has, which is cotton and linen. This I think is slightly softer because it doesn't have the linen in it, which makes the things a little bit stiff. But it was super fun to work with. So I've actually worked with this yarn now on 2 garments. So that was the first thing. Okay, the next thing. Am I excited about this or what? It's the or what part. Lion Brand did it again for me. And I haven't actually talked about Lion Brand in a while. So my brother-in-law, who I love, and if the Brit strikes you as being a little bit like straight-laced and kind of British, my brother-in-law, who resides in the UK, is the quintessential British dude. Super, super dry humor, confirmed bachelor. I love this guy because he's always so grumpy. Anyways, he's going to be joining us on this trip. I can't guarantee because he is that elusive creature that you will see him because I'm going to be doing some lives. You might see him, you might not. If you do, it's going to be like a fleeting thing. Anyways, so he had asked me a while back to make these cushion covers for the back of his couch. So, you know, when you're watching TV, this is not something that I've ever thought about, but I guess he didn't want to leave like, you know, like stains on the back of his couch. It's sort of a suede leather kind of a couch. I'm like, why would you leave stains on the back of your couch? Anyways, I digress. He asked for these covers, and I was like, when somebody asks you to make something, you're like, yes, I am happy to. So, and I knew that his house is kind of like a lot of blues and grays, and I think his couch is kind of a steel grayish with some blue hues to it. And I think he had some blue curtains. So I made these a while back, and I knitted them, and I did them in a wool. And as you know, when you knit, sometimes the ends curl up. And so he's like, yeah, I'm just going to get some Velcro. And I was like, Velcro on your couch, that's ridiculous. So I started thinking about it because I just saw him recently when we went to Colorado for the wedding. And I thought, okay, I'm going to try to work this out because now I'm weaving, right? So I did my crochet piece and I have to do the other. As you guys know, this is the other part. I thought, I bet you I could weave something. So started going through my closet, pulling out stuff. I got about probably a third of the way into a project. I was like, I'm not digging these colors, man. I'm just not. And then suddenly it dawned on me, I had this stuff. I had like 5 balls of this jeans yarn by Lion Brand. And let me tell you, the color is perfect. I love the feel. Now, there's 2 yarns in the Lions Brand jeans line. One of them is this guy, and this is 100% acrylic, but it does not feel 100% acrylic. It actually feels kind of like a cotton, if you will. Super soft, really soft. And it has it in all the different colors. I think there's one called golden brass, like a button, and then there's like the faded, and then there's the new jeans, and then there's the stovepipe, and there's all these different colors, shades of blue, and then a gray, and then a black. Okay, but they're all speckled. This one is called Classic. And I thought, gosh, I bought enough of this to make probably a sweater or something for the Brit. Let me give this a try. So I threw this on my loom and I used it for the warp, which goes, that's the one that's under tension, right? It goes this way. And then I thought, I'm just going to use it for the weft. 2 minutes into this, I was like, oh, I love this. And this is not me. This is not me because it's not full of all kinds of colors, but of course I'm not making it for me. Are you ready? Look at how this came out. I love this. Like I would use this to make upholstery or pillows or something. Isn't it beautiful? So I have 100 feet of this. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut it into 4 pieces. So they're each going to be about this wide-ish, right? And I'm just gonna, and then I'm gonna give these to him to lay over the back of his couch. And when I add in the seam, because that's the thing, when you weave fabric, I'm gonna have to mark it and I'm gonna have to sew up the sides so that I get a good seam so that it doesn't start fraying. And when that's secured, then I have to cut through it and then I have to make the seam. So they're not actually gonna be exactly this big. They're gonna be slightly smaller than this. And then they're going to go over his couch. But look at how this came. Look at that weave. Isn't that gorgeous? I did this on my Rigid Heddle Flip Loom by Shat. So it's 20 inches, which is perfect because he said he wanted about 20 inches. And then they're going to be big, but you're just going to throw them over the back of his couch. And then I'll cut off the seams, or I'll actually, the ends, I'm going to seam in. Let me see if I can show you. But I love this. It is so soft. It's going to be really nice on the back of his cute little head. So I'm going to seam in. I'm going to do a rolling seam that's kind of going to go like this. And I'll just sew that. So it's going to end up looking kind of like that. So I was very excited. Now, once I got this on the loom, it took me a day and a half. To make all of this fabric. I'm telling you guys, weaving is a thing. So then of course, I went to the Lion Brand website going, oh my God, I'm suddenly in love with this yarn. And would you believe they had it on sale, 30% off. Now, I don't know if it's still going to be on sale when you see this, but check out the Lion Brand website for this yarn, the jeans yarn. I'm even going to try it in the cotton because I loved it so much, but it's so soft. And I think 1.5 skeins, maybe 2 of this one left. So that's the second thing I did. That was the other part. Okay, actually, I'll show you the weaving thing that I'm doing. I showed this last month. This is my cute little travel loom, although I'm not going to bring this with me to the UK. However, I continued making these squares on the loom. I think last month I might have had like maybe this many. I've gotten a little carried away. I'm really, but it's so much fun. It's kind of mindless. So and this is that crazy cat yarn. So if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, it looks like this, and it has so many different color changes that each color change kind of ends up being a square. But it's funky how it even comes down. I mean, it's all lumpy and bumpy. It's just weird yarn, but I'm loving working with this so much. So when it's all done, I'm going to put them in the color category. So I'll put all the reds together and all the blue greens together, whatever. And then I'm going to sew them together into a vest. Now, I'm hoping to have this done before I go. If not, I might bring these squares with me and then sew them together in the UK. But I don't know. We're just going to have to see, because I've already got 2, potentially 3 projects that it's coming with me to the UK. And I don't want to have too many because I want to be able to enjoy the trip. But we're spending, I don't know if I explained the whole thing. So we're spending 2 weeks on a narrow boat, which I know I've said this. It's about 70 feet long, 6.5 feet wide, 6 feet wide on the interior. We got 2 bedrooms and we got 2 bathrooms. So it's going to be the Brit and I, and then the other Brit in my life, my brother-in-law. And the 3 of us are going to sail this thing for 2 weeks. It's very small. It's like a very, think of like living in an RV. It's like living in an RV for 2 weeks and never driving an RV like that. Then when we're done, we're going to turn in the boat. Hopefully it's all going to be in one piece. And then we're going to spend a little bit of time in Bath, the town of Bath, or the city of Bath rather. And then down in the southern part of the UK. And then some other parts, Westminster, I think, I think it's called Winchester, which is apparently like where London started before London was the capital city. And then we've got some friends up in Scotland. So we're going to be gone for 5 weeks. 5 weeks. And there's no way I can get all these videos scheduled and in for you. So I'm going to have to do some lives. You're just going to have to check out the post page, the community tabs page. And I'll give some idea of when the lives are going to be, and then I'll just have to schedule them. And I probably have to do one on the boat, because I'm sure you guys are learning, what does this boat look like? So I'll try to do some video on the boat and then just the projects I'm working on. So, and I apologize, because some people like Juan the Yarn Addict, he loves doing lives. I think Cinnamon Stitches, I think they recorded, but they're just more like kind of in the face, like kind of stream of consciousness. And then She's Got Yarn too, and I think she does some lives as well. I'm just not a live person. I mean, how's that say? I am a live person, just not, something that I do normally. So I'm going to do something outside my comfort zone, but it's the only way that I really know how I can connect with you guys while we're gone. Anyways, so I'm doing a lot of these. I love this thing so much that I'm also going to do a tutorial on how to weave on this little guy. Because I had to do a lot of YouTube videos, but it comes with an instruction booklet. It comes with all kinds of stuff. So I think it's got good information. It just took a couple times, but once you got it, now it's kind of like a mindless thing. So we're going to be doing that. So I got these squares done. I have to do 51 of these, I believe, and then they're going to be sewed into a vest. So I'm very cool. I'm very excited about that. All right. The last thing that I have been working on is a knitted project. I've been doing this one for a while. This yarn, and I'm bringing this with me to the UK. This yarn I love. I got this last year when we were in the UK. I got this at Bourton-on-the-Water. Beautiful little yarn store in Bourton-on-the-Water, go figure, in the Cotswolds. And this yarn is called Cotswolds yarn, I think is actually what it is called. Let me look at the label. Colors of Cotswolds, the colors of Cotswolds. So each yarn is dyed to remind you, or to kind of, sort of celebrate, if you will, one of the villages of the Cotswolds. So I bought the colors of the villages that we were in. This color is called Bourton-on-the-Water, which is called the Venice of the Cotswolds because there's rivers there's a little stream that runs through it. It's a beautiful little village. Anyways, this is a knitted project and I am doing a cable stitch and it's a very simple repeat. Now, is it simple for Kimberly? Not so much. I've had a couple where I'm like, did I do it? But it's really just, once you get the hang of it, it's not that difficult. And you can see it's really pretty. And then the idea with this yarn is, so I finish up this ball here. So basically I have two colors in this. I have this Bourton-on-the-Water. And then I have the other color, which is the village that we stayed in, which is called Stow-in-the-Wold. So these colors go together. And the idea is that I go out with this color going one way, and then I finish it up with this color on the other side. So it's kind of like a two-tone. And that's the way the pattern runs. The pattern is called like Your Favorite Scarf or something like that. Favorite scarf ever. So it's supposed to look like this guy. And the idea is that you use like two skeins of two different colors and you basically kind of like meet in the middle and you switch colors about in the middle. So I divided the balls into two equal balls. So they were each 50 grams. So that's why I have them in little tiny guys like this. And it matches this hat that I made last year, which was using both, it's a slouchy hat. It used both Bourton-on-the-Water as well as Stow-in-the-Wold. So the idea is that this hat is going to match the scarf. Like that. And then the scarf is going to be super cute and it's going to come around me like that. Isn't that cute? I know, I love it. And this hat just happened to have been sitting here for a while. It's a little more slouchy than I would like, but it's cute. I like it anyways. But I really do enjoy the colors together. So this is the Bourton-on-the-Water and this is Stow-in-the-Wold. So these colors here, and I think I just did, I don't know, 6 or 8 rows and then switched over to the other color. So that's why this is going to go. So this trip or this yarn is coming with me on the trip. I'm looking for stuff that's sort of like easy and simple to do. So this is one project that I'm going to be trying to finish. So this is a work in progress. This is one of my whips. Okay. This is my knitted, and then you saw my crocheted. And there's going to be some other, I'm actually going to bring probably one crochet project with me and then one knitted project. The knitted project that I'm working on is this one here. It's called the Musselburgh hat. And when I was recently, or I guess you could say last month, when we were in Denver and I ran into Viking fibers and I got those beautiful yarns that were all based in Ireland, which I thought this is a great time to bring them. That's what I'm actually making with this. And I'm going to make the hat two-tone. So apparently you can use it in 4 different ways. I can have it as a slouch hat. And I can, so if you see this here, it's like one big long tube. So it's going to be a beanie in one color and then a beanie in the other. You just flip it. And then if you want it as, you know, like the 2 tones, you can do it as well. I think you'll have to see. You'll have to see. Anyways, so this is the hat that I'm going to be working on as well. And this is a knit project, but it's going to be super simple, just like easy peasy. And then I think I'm going to bring a crochet project along that's just, it's like a bandana count, which I should possibly even be able to finish on the plane. And that's going to be a crochet. So I have a lot of projects. We're going to be gone for 5 weeks. There's going to be some driving, but not a lot. But I just want some things that'll be just very simple and basic. And this one here, once you get going with the pattern, it is very simple basic. It's just 45 stitches across. But then I'll be doing some things as well. So that's what I've got going on for the month of June, but you have to just keep checking back to the page. Now, I don't know if I'll be able to post as much as I'd like to, because I really don't know what the internet's going to be like. So I would just ask you that to keep, my algorithms in check so I don't have to go back and redo all the work and my numbers go down through the toilet. Just check out some of the older videos. Maybe I'm going to be doing some tutorials and those are going to be in there as well. But just to kind of keep the algorithms up as the views, I would appreciate it. So we'll be doing lives, but then just keep going back, checking out all my different playlists and things like that. And I will be seeing you in the UK. Now, I might actually have already done a live by the time this one posts. I don't know. I just don't know how it's all going to go down. We'll just have to wait and see. Anyways, I'll be very excited to bring you guys along with me on our trip to the UK. But in the meantime, this is Kimberly with Knit for Brains. If you're just joining us, if you've just stumbled on my channel, where have you been? I've been waiting for you, and I'm very excited that you're here. Join us as we go through our travels. I'm Kimberly, and this is Knit for Brains, and sometimes we go different places. So I probably won't be doing any tutorials or some product reviews while we're gone, but I do a lot of those when we're here, and then we'll just be like crocheting and knitting along with you, as we kind of travel through parts of the UK. All right, thanks so much for watching. This is Kimberly with Knit for Brains, and as always, I'll see you soon.